Thoughtful Thursday with James Battle Tested Clay. Ooh, baby, you better get your mind right. Thoughtful Thursday, yeah. Help me sing it, y'all. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. It's time to get your mind right with James Battle Tested Clay. That's right. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. 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 Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday with James Battle Tested Clay.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's me, James Battle Tested Clay. Your neighbor, your friend, your brother, your homie. And this is Thoughtful Thursday. And as you know, on Thoughtful Thursday, we have been talking about Matthew Kelly's book, The Rhythm of Life, and been focusing on the 7 dreams that he talks about in his book on page 33, 34, somewhere around there. It starts on page 31. But before I get started and we start talking about that, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to this video. Why? Because again, James Battle Tested Clay and Battle Tested LLC is a nonprofit organization that provides services and help and encouragement for men and women who have been incarcerated, as well as their families and the victims of those who have been incarcerated. We have a website that is www.battletestedforever.org. If you want to know more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do, just go to the website and they give you all the information you need, everything you need to know about me, about our board, and things of that nature. Another thing that you can also do, you can follow me on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page. It's Battle Tested James Clay. I also have a personal page that I post a lot of things on. It's on Clay Nation. This YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe. I'm on Instagram. Just different ways to follow and see what's going on. What do? We provide bags, personal battle-tested bags for men and women who have been incarcerated, that as soon as they get out, they can have the necessities they need for those first 72 hours. It's a custom-made bag with the battle-tested logo on the side of it, pink for women, black for men. Or if a guy wants a pink bag, he can have one. A woman wants a black bag, she can have one. There's gear in there. There's a battle-tested shirt. There's information on resources that you can have. There's 3 sets of clothes, underclothes, socks, new shoes. It's all new. Hygiene kit, stuff like that. Because I know what it's like. Y'all know I'm a restored citizen. I did 9 years incarcerated, and I know what it's like to get out and not have the things that you need. So that's just one of the many things we want to do. We want to be able to provide community. We want to be able to provide wellness checks, checking in on you. We want to be able to eventually provide training, life skills training, in order how to deal with yourself, deal with relationships, deal with society, because all of this is the things that men and women deal with when they get home. So check us out on the website. Mainly, there's a way for you to donate, which donations pays for the bags, and it pays for the merchandise that goes in those bags. So please go onto the website and donate. $5, $10, $20. It all adds up. If I can get 100 people to give me $5, I've just made $500 to pay for those bags. Those bags are like $200 a piece, give or take, depending on inflation. So I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what we do. And hopefully, out of all of those men and women that we help and serve, that some of them will become leaders, just like myself and others, who will be able to go tell their story, to get the word out, to make more aware of what is going on. And I'm asking this: if your church wants to know more about what Battle Tested is, please invite me to come and speak. I am a motivational speaker. I'm a public speaker. I'm a minister. And I would love to be able to come to your church, your schools, your colleges, and talk to the community about the importance of helping a returning citizen for security reasons, for job reasons, for housing reasons. There's many different avenues, mental health reasons of why we do what we do, because the world really is not aware of the things and the traumas and the trials that returning citizens go through and their families. So please, I took 5 minutes of this time to really get in deep to what we do and why we do it. So I'm getting ready to go into this this study. I see y'all looking at my shirt, huh? It says Papa. So listen, about this shirt, I got this shirt from my grandsons a couple years ago. And then y'all know I got hurt. Those of you who didn't know, I got hurt. So I couldn't wear the shirt. I gained like 30 pounds from not being able to work out and eating all this food and taking medication. But it says, Papa, the man, the myth, the legend. So, I always believe in us leaving a legacy for our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. And so by doing this is a way for them to remember me. And I'm glad that I can actually wear this shirt for them on this YouTube channel, on this podcast of Thoughtful Thursday. So let's get into it. Now, we know there's 7 dreams. If you want to know what the other dreams were, I'm going to challenge you and ask you to go back weeks back and go to first one, because I go into the extensive detail talking about each dream. So I don't want to spend a lot of time going over this, because this one right here is very emotional, and it's very personal to me, because this is kind of like where I'm at in my life right now. Remember, I said it's best to do, there's a reason that they're put in order. It's kind of hard to put 3 in front of 1 or 5 in front of 3. And so this one is very emotional. And I'm going to tell you why before I even tell you what it's about. No, I'm going to read it first, because it's going to make more sense. The 6th dream. I have a dream for you, that you find true love. Someone that you can cherish. Someone who makes you want to be a better person. A soulmate who can challenge you and love you. A companion who can walk with you, know you, share your joy, and perceive your pain and your heartache, and comfort you in your disappointments. I'm going to read a little faster now. That you find true love, someone you can cherish, someone who makes you want to be a better person. A soulmate who can challenge you and love you. A companion who can walk with you, know you, share your joy, perceive your pain and heartache, and comfort you in your disappointments. Why does this make me emotional? Right before I did this, I liked the show that's called The Unit. You guys should look it up. It's on Hulu. The Unit came out in like 2006. It's based off the book Inside a Delta Force, and it not only portrays the men, but it also portrays their wives and their families. And these men go out on these missions, special ops missions and so forth and so on, and they put their lives in harm's way. Well, in this particular show that I watched tonight, one of the unit members, lost his life. And his brothers had to bring him home. And just watching them prepare for his funeral took me back to my son. But that's not what this is about. This is about the wives, the women that were connected to these men. I watched those women help their husbands prepare the funeral of their brother. And they knew exactly what to do. They knew exactly what to say. They knew where to step in. They knew the disappointment and the pain that they saw in their husbands and their men's because of their fallen brother. They didn't have to say a word. They could just look at him in the eye. And I just, for those of you that know me, I've been married 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. Was not very good at being a husband. Not very good at being a companion in the past. I didn't have a whole lot of examples to go by either. It's not an excuse, but I've learned. And so I'm not so quick to jump into any relationship without knowing that the person that I would choose to be my partner for the rest of my life, that knows me and knows my strengths and knows my weaknesses and knows how I feel without me even having to say a word. You see, a lot of people jump into relationships, and this applies to me too. And let me say, the reason I was married 4 times, I married my first wife twice. I just wanted to be with my children. I wanted to be a father to my children, even if I wasn't or was not in love. I don't know. I thought I was in love. You ever think that you was in love until you fall in love with God and God shows you how to love? I didn't learn how to love until much, much later in life. A lot of people are quick to jump into a relationship because they're physically attracted to somebody, or because we're in need. We become a codependent, and we want that other person to make us happy or make us feel good. We want that other person to solve all of our problems. But can you imagine 2 people coming together and both people want the other person to make them happy? And so I saw a John Maxwell video while I was in prison. He showed how these 2 people brought their luggage to the altar, their baggage, and got married. And then when the marriage was over, they picked up each other's bags and walked out. So nothing was ever left on the table. Nothing was ever left at the altar. They just took on each other's drama and trauma without ever dealing with that drama and trauma themselves first. So many of us are in relationships that we're not even happy. So many of us are in relationships and we don't even love the other person. We are just familiar. That's what family means. We're just familiar with that person and we're complacent with that person. Person doesn't make us happy, doesn't make us feel good, doesn't do any of these things right here. They don't perceive your pain. They don't even know you're in pain. Matter of fact, they're compounding upon the pain. They don't share in your joys. You share something amazing that happened into your life, and then to you it was amazing. And they're like, oh, I thought that's it. Someone you cherish. You know what cherish means? It means like you treat them like they're the best thing you've ever met, ever had. You treat them like precious silver and gold. You don't allow any harm to come to them. Some of us men treat our cars better than we do our wives. And some of us wives treat our home life and our houses better than we treat our husbands. Someone who makes you want to be a better person. Is there someone that will ask you, what is your purpose? What is your plans? What is your goals? Why are you here? If you don't know those things, you expect that other person to help figure that out for you. I promise you, it's not gonna work. And then when you do find out, now your purposes may not be in line with the person that you're married to. How many of you spiritual Christian women want a husband so bad you just think that you can change him? Well, I believe if I pray for him, then things will change. Or if I believe I pray for her, then things will change. That's not how it works. You can't sprinkle some magic fairy dust on someone and think that that's going to make them love you. You don't think if you can just cook the best meal or give the best love or rub their feet and give them their paycheck or be super submissive that's going to make them love you. No. See, God's principles are true. And they say, love your neighbor as you love yourself. You can only love another person as much as you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself and you have low self-esteem and doubt and all these other things and about your life, and you never dealt with your childhood trauma or your shadows and your dark sides, and you bring that into a relationship, it's counterproductive. It's really, really counterproductive. I've been divorced since 2013, and I've been in some relationships, and I've been close a couple of times to asking and wanting to be married. But the thing that I'm closest to the most is my walk with Christ, my love for God, and I will never allow another person to pull me away from that. And I'm not saying that they would do that intentionally. Well, some would, but not to say that they would do that intentionally, but the fact that why would I give that up? That's my peace. That's my guidance. And if your relationship with God isn't aligning with the other person's relationship with God, that's what he means by being unequally yoked. It's going to be a problem. Doesn't mean that they don't love God here, but you're loving God here, and the levels of your relationships are so different. And here again, you guys, this is me. This is James Battle Tested Clay. This is my Thoughtful Thursday. These are my thoughts. Don't make them true. Doesn't make them law in any religion or any denomination or any church anywhere, but this is how what I feel, what I've experienced, and what I know from what's happened to me. My first marriage was a codependent relationship. I didn't even really know my first wife. I didn't really know her. I was a young man joining the military and wanted to jump into a relationship. All you military folks out there, marrying folks because it helps with the BAH and BAQ and this, and that. It's not going to last. It's not going to last. I did it. My second marriage I wasn't in love. I just got tired of the pressure, and I just was like, okay, whatever, let's just do it. And she'll tell you today, we're best of friends now. My second marriage, we are the best of friends. But we wasn't always that way, and we saw things differently, and we dealt with things differently. And I was a scoundbooger, as my dad would say. I was a scoundbooger. I was a whoremonger. I was a cheater. I was angry. I had all kind of stuff that I brought home from the military. I was something else. I was no woman's knight in shining armor or dusted armor. You did not. No. I had mess. I had trauma going on. But so did everybody else that I was in a relationship with. There's so many of us that are getting in relationships and we're not ready. I got trauma, you got trauma, we got trauma. I'm going to fix you, you going to fix me, and hopefully we can make this thing work. And sometimes it does work. Sometimes it does. I'm not going to say it's impossible, because with God all things are possible, but I'm trying to give you a blueprint. Matthew Kelly is trying to tell you, the dream is that you find that person that is willing to do that, and that you wait. Don't settle. Don't settle. Write down what you want. Put your order in like you're in the heavenly restaurant, and all the wonderful angels are there to serve up your order. What would you like for in your plate, James? Well, first of all, can I have a very spiritual woman? Can I have a very intellectual woman? Because I'm an intellect. A woman that can communicate with me. You know what I'm saying? A woman who can handle a rough man. I'm rough. I'm rough and rugged. I'm not soft. I'm not passive. I'm none of those things. I have a very strong, straightforward word. And if you can't handle me coming straight at you, then I'm not the guy for you. And I tell people always like this. People see me do this. People see me speak and teach and preach and all that other stuff that looks good and glamorous on the outside, but people don't listen. I tell them I'm like the amusement park. It's Kings Island here, or Cedar Point, or Disney World. Everybody wants to go to the park. It looks fun on the outside. It looks amazing. You know, there are ladies that want to be with me, and they be like, you know what? It's just be so wonderful. But no, everybody can go visit the park, but nobody wants to live there. Why doesn't anybody want to live at the amusement park? Because they don't know the work and effort and time that it puts in to make that thing work. When you're in a leadership position, and when you're a public figure, and when you're in a place of, like me, that came from behind the 8 ball and still have to deal with some of the traumas of being a restored citizen and a felon and a black man and all the things that come with it. It looks good until you have to sit in the room with me and see the pain and pressure of the things that we go through. I don't spend, you know, it's Matthew Kelly and James Clay are praying that the dream comes true, that you find true love. True love. A lot of us don't know what that looks like. But I do know what it does. It says, 1 Corinthians 13, I'm going to love you with the love of God first and foremost. I'm going to be patient with you. I'm going to be kind to you. I'm going to be gentle with you. I'm going to have hope and believe in what's happening with you. Bear all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, is long-suffering with you. And that's how we should love everyone. But when we get into a relationship, an intimate, personal relationship, there has to be some compatibility. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And it takes time. I have a 6-month rule. I got to know you for 6 months. We have a 6-month rule around here. My mom started this thing. James, told me and my brothers, don't be bringing nobody to the house until you've known them for 6 months. I'm tired of y'all bringing them in and out of here like this alone. You with this one for 2 months, and then that don't work out. Then this is the one. This is the one. Well, listen, there's been so many of the ones. It's like 15, 20 of them. Each person that comes across you in your life, they're your teacher. They bring a part of them that shows you a part of you. And with, you know, the first thing we want to do is be intimate with every person we meet because we like them and they're cute or they're sexy or this or that. But every time you are intimate with a person, you begin to draw what's called a soul tie. And I don't want to get too much into that teaching. But they take a piece of you and you take a piece of them. You take on some of them and they take on some of you. Just do the study about the Samaritan woman at the well that Jesus met. He told her she had many husbands. I don't want to go down that route, but I really, really am at the place in my life that I know that I've put my fleece out, as you want to say. I put out my message. I put out my petition to God about what I wanted, and if you notice in here, there's not a name in here. You don't type in someone's name. I want Susie to be my true love, or I want Joe to be my true love. No, he says, I have a dream for you that you find true love. Someone you can cherish. If you put that out there, you allow God to bring that one to you. Don't try to force someone to be that thing. Sometimes we try to change people, and sometimes people try to change for us. That's negating your purpose. That's negating your purpose in your existence. Be all that God has called you to be. Be all of these things that we've said in dream 1, dream 2, dream 3, dream 4, dream 5. And when you get that part in order, he or she will come. he or she will come. A lot of us, when we get out of prison, and I'm going to talk about this, and I'm on my soapbox tonight. When we get out of prison, and let's just say from a man's point of view, because I really don't know from a woman's point of view, but from a man's point of view, you have not been able to be in the presence or companionship with a woman for an extended period of time. 9 years for me, 10 years, 5 years. I mean, you get visits and phone calls and things, but it's not the same. And it is a natural human desire, just like eating, sleeping, breathing, to want to be in a relationship. It's called belonging, to be a part of someone. But a lot of times we jump the gun. Listen, guys, men, if you cannot provide for her, protect her, profess her, and pray for her, got that from Steve Harvey, you don't need a woman yet. You get out of prison and you don't have anything. I had a whole show where I was with Dr. Rhonda Shaw, doctor from down in Tennessee, and we talked about people getting in relationships straight out of prison. It's not, doesn't make sense. You're restarting your entire life all over again, and a lot of women want to take care of the man. Move in my house. I got you. I already got the house set up. I got the car. All you got to do is come on in, because guess what? She needs something too. She wants to be dependent on that man to fill a void that she has. Let that man get out of prison and get on his feet. Let that man get out of prison and get his job. What woman wants a man that's in prison? What woman wants a man that gets out and he can't do anything for her but to make her feel good and rub her back? And y'all know what I'm talking about. He can't make a bologna sandwich and put it on the table. He can't make ends meet. He can't rob Peter and pay Paul. He's just in there looking cute. But that's what you want, you're settling. I just did a post the other day. You know, some of y'all women, man, y'all just throwing yourself at the feet of these men, and they're not able to take care of you. They can't take care of themselves. And you're willing to do that? And I'm not saying again, it's possible that it can happen. Okay, James, what about those that were already married? Okay, if you was married in a relationship, but guess what? He's different now. She's different now. You're different people, and you have to start this process all over again. Yes, if you're married, it can work. As long as you stayed in communication and contact the entire time of being away. Being away in prison over a long period of time is just like being away in the military. Long period of time. It's still hard. It's hard. We run and jump into these relationships. And so let's go. The married couples. There has to be, the man has had some type of trauma. Wives, the family members have had some type of trauma from this whole experience, from the arrest, from the public, from being in all of that, the clinging, the clanging, the going to the visits. That's trauma. You both need some counseling to prepare for each other, for one another. You need counseling. You need prayer. You need surrounding yourself with quality people, because this transition from prison to home into a relationship or into a marriage that was once one thing and now it's something else is not easy. It's not easy. Y'all know it's not. And you want to come back home and be the dad that you wasn't. You hear what I said? You want to be the dad that you wasn't. That means you never really was a dad in the first place. Now you want to come home and try to be dad and tell everybody what to do. You've lost some respect there. You got to earn that back. That comes with consistency, time, and discipline. I always said the best apology is change behavior. The best apology is doing something different, doing something better. And what better way than to get this book right here that has helped me tremendously. And I begin to look at step one, have control over my mental faculties and understand what true freedom is, which is the right to choose and stop blaming somebody else for what I've struggled with. It's on me. It's on my choices. There are consequences to every choice you make. You're in that relationship because you chose it. You chose that man. You chose that woman. And do not choose someone, and then when they do something funky to you, you go back and tell your family and your friends, and your family and friends say, okay, I'm done with that person. Then you turn right back around and you're right back in a relationship with them. I know somebody out there thinks I'm talking about it, but I'm talking about this happens all around us all of the time. I did it. I ain't got no problem being truthful and honest. I've done it. Man, I can't stand her. I can't believe her. She did blah, 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 blah. 2 weeks later, 2 minutes later, that's my baby. You know, that's my baby. Well, then stop talking. Stop telling everybody every argument and every disagreement that you two have had. Mind your business. Mind your business in your business. Y'all need to keep other people out. Yeah, I got a little excited and knocked my camera down and messed it all up. So I'm just saying, mind your business. And what I mean by mind your business, which means you and the person that you love, you and the person that you're working and building with, y'all keep whatever's going on inside that relationship. I've always said there was 3 things that destroyed a relationship. 1, being unequally yoked. People who had 2 different belief systems. Sooner or later, it's going to come crashing down. 2, money. Not knowing how to budget money, not knowing how to use your resources properly. That can destroy a relationship. 3rd and lastly, allowing outside people to come into your relationship. Telling other people what's going on in your relationship. Asking other people for advice about your relationship, and they really don't know the ins and outs. You can tell your side of the story, but they really don't know the other person's side of the story. So listen, I'm going to close here. I'm going to wrap it up here. But I just want y'all to understand the whole point is to find true love. Matthew Kelly, The Rhythm of Life, Living Every Day with Passion and Purpose, 6th Dream for you. And let me read it one more time. You know, I got to keep reading it so that you get it. It's on page 33. This is on page 34. So the 6th dream, I have a dream for you that you find true love. True love is someone you can cherish. True love is someone who makes you want to be a better person. True love is a soulmate who can challenge you and love you. True love is a companion who can walk with you, know you, share your joy, perceive your pain and heartache, and comfort you in your disappointments. I hope this blessed you. I hope I said something that can inspire your relationship or inspire you to go find someone new or find that true love, that person that has been prepared for you for such a time as this. I'm your man. I'm your host. I'm James Battle Tested Clay. And y'all know what I'm going to say. The battle test isn't about winning or losing. It's about learning and growing from it. God bless you and peace.